mimosas.
I'm ready. It's Valentine's Day.
Woo!
It was Galentine's.
And now it's Valentine's.
Okay. See, this
Please
is
scared. Don't point it at my face.
this is why we get Corbel usually, because whenever I don't splurge on the stupid, like to get the stupid shoot.
I'm so afraid of this.
Oh no, I can't do it. This is the reason why. Well, it's just the same. It's just a twist off.
It does look like caked in there.
Did I mess it up? This is why I don't put it in the fridge usually.
Oh, but it has to be in the fridge. It has to be chilled.
I know, but maybe that's why it doesn't do it.
Done.
Okay. No, we can do this. We're strong, independent women. I am.
Oh, okay. You could do it.
Aha!
Yay.
Oh, I didn't even like this. Oh! Okay, we've done it. We've done it.
Good job. Good job.
All right, I need your glass. All right, I'm like actually really excited for mimosas today because I had a really good week actually.
So just keep it going.
But yeah, but I just need some mimosas. I was talking to a crying mother earlier and I just need something.
Need some mimosas. I haven't talked to my mother
You got sent a package.
since like Friday. Oh no, I did talk to her yesterday, I guess.
Yeah,
That's
you
true.
sent her a picture.
She got me a llama.
I really enjoy Valentine's Day for all it is. And I get angry whenever people don't like it because what is wrong with something to celebrate?
Well, people get angry because it's all about the companies that make us buy cards.
And you know what?
What?
Give me something to buy. I don't even have any money. I could barely spend money on this Andre champagne. And I still want to... This is why I'm poor. But you know
I have no money, but give me something to buy.
It's just...
I agree.
Cheers! Valentine's Day. I think this is technically 42, by the way. Because we really messed up and we didn't do
40.
a good 40th.
Well, then I guess we'll have to do a good 50th.
We gotta do a major 50th. Oh, that'll be...
That'll be 2 bottles.
Hopefully it'll be warm by then. We can like have a nice...
Well, wait, that'll be what, 8 weeks?
Math. Okay, hold on. It is February 14th.
We know that.
8 weeks, 8 weeks.
I don't have my
That's
phone.
like 2 months, exactly.
Perfect.
So it'll be around April. It'll be my birthday! It'll be exciting.
That'll be really exciting. We'll get
My
5.
birthday is on maybe on a Sunday.
I think I looked and it wasn't.
4th is a Sunday because that's Easter. 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. I'm on a Thursday, which is the day I was born. I was born on a Thursday. I feel like that's good luck.
That's probably really good luck, and I'm very jealous that you know that. Every time.
I got it. We got to drink it.
No.
I'm so sorry.
I need to get a long form birth certificate. That's what I need.
For what?
I need to know what time I was born.
How do you not know?
No one knows. But
I feel like if you would have told me at some point growing up, I would have
exactly.
kept it for you. God. I would have remembered it in my head for you.
I've never known though, so that's why you don't know because I've never known.
You think your mom doesn't know?
I think my mom doesn't. Oh my god! I had a dream last night that I had a baby. Sorry, that just really. I was so anxious during this dream because I had a baby, and then like I just like knew that I gave birth because I was pregnant, and then I gave birth, but like I didn't remember any of the birthing, and I was like,
That's like
how did this baby
what
get out of me?
everyone dreams that how they have a baby. Like, oh, I just had a baby and I didn't remember any of the birthing.
But it was like terrifying because I was like, did I actually have this baby? Like, how is this out of my body?
I mean, yeah, it would be a weird situation. I feel like I've had that dream a lot too, where I'm like suddenly a mother, and you're like, how did I become a mother? But then I really feel like even in my dreams, I grasp on really quickly.
It's good.
I think I'll be a good mom one day if I ever have one. I think I'm going to be a stellar stepmom one day.
I'm gonna be the coolest aunt. Which
I thought you were going to say stepmom, and I was going to be like, do you want me to, is Donnie going to have it?
no, I think I can like talk about that now. That I'm gonna be an aunt.
You are going to be an aunt.
I'm gonna be an aunt.
I feel like I'd like to think I'll be a cool aunt, but it's harder when you're an aunt because I don't think I'll see them enough to be like, you know, it's not like I live right next to my sister. Like, I hope that my family would enjoy me. Like, I could be that cool zany aunt that comes every once in a while, but I'm not going to be around enough. I'm going to be elusive.
I mean, like, she's supposed to move back, maybe, at some point. Or you're gonna
my
move?
sister lives in San Francisco.
Just so everyone
The
knows.
expensivest. That's not a word, is it?
The most expensive.
The most expensive
place in
city.
the whole world. We got it.
But yeah, she'll move back eventually, and then I'll get to hang out with little kids.
Kids?
But I think I'm going to have...
Kids.
I am 28.
I always thought she would have one.
I think she'll have two. Which I thought she would have none at one point, so...
Yeah, this is a big move.
But I think that being a 28-year-old woman, I really am looking for a divorcee at this point in my life.
Okay.
Almost 29. You know, I just feel like that's a good... Like, I feel like a divorcee is someone who already knows how to make a relationship
fail. Already knows how to screw it up.
Right. But, like, sometimes things just don't work out with your
Yeah.
significant other. And I feel like as long as if you've been married, sometimes that means you at least, like, know how to be in a relationship. I feel like sometimes when you're in your 30s and you haven't gotten married yet, maybe that means you don't know how to be in a relationship either.
But also,
which is me.
if you were divorced, then you know what not to do.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And I really do feel like I would be a cool stepmom. But I also, my stepmom is amazing, and I think she really lucked out because I was so cool too.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And we never got, like, I just feel like it was such an easy transition with stepmom and stepkid. So I know that's not for everyone though. Like, I feel like some step-parents have it really hard.
But I feel like you were of a good age to become a stepkid.
That's true. I was like 14.
Yeah. I would be worried about having a stepkid, and this is going to sound really bad, and I apologize, but of like a little girl who might be like an only child, that's what scares me. That's like, what's that movie?
Specific.
No, it's, what's that movie? Brittany Murphy and,
Uptown Girls?
yes.
She's not a stepmom. She's her nanny.
Okay.
Do you know what that movie's about? When
No.
did you watch it last?
No, I don't.
At least I'm almost positive that's what it's about. It's been a long time since I've seen it too.
Yeah.
Is she not the nanny?
I mean, I guess she's probably the nanny. But
I
like,
think
to
she's
me,
the
I
nanny.
always just like equated that motherly figure.
You know what I think would have been hard if I feel like I was lucky in the fact that, or maybe I was unlucky in the fact, it's all about perspective. But
Yep.
Judy didn't have kids of her own, so I feel like I was easily like still, like she loved me like her own child, and I didn't have to like share my dad with another family, I guess. So I could see how it could be harder if you were sharing your family with other kids. Like if my dad suddenly had to like other kids, I
Yeah.
might be more like, wait, that's my dad. Like, what are you doing? But then I'm sure it's cool too for some people who have, you know, more siblings, and maybe they get really along with their step siblings and stuff like that.
I think you would have been a good sharer. And
I I'm just sure like it would have been a little, I can't imagine that I would have been like that little biatch girl being like, you took my dad. Like, that's not me, but.
Maybe that would have been a whole changing point in your
I mean, who
personality, and you would have
knows?
been like completely different after that.
But no, I think I'm a good child. That would have been good. But I do think it's easier. Like, it would have been weirder to have, like, even for holidays and stuff, like like having to share those things. It was just so easy. We so easily were able to like mesh everything, I guess.
Right, I get that.
But
And Judith is just like awesome. So
she's amazing.
it's easy for that. How did we get on this, by the way? Having kids.
Yeah, you brought it up with your birthing.
Well, we
Molly.
went from something else a long time ago.
I feel like I started off talking about Valentine's Day
I
and how much I like it, and then it kind of, you went on to having birth, and I don't know what happened.
because I was talking about Megan having a baby and blah, blah, blah. You know, that kind of thing.
Let's go back to Valentine's Day, because I do want to say that at least if you have kids, you should make it fun for the kids. Because I, growing up, always had really cute cards from my parents or like little trinkets. And you had Valentine's Day for the kids at school, and we made those fun boxes.
I love that.
I was just saying how like one of my, like we had to talk about on a radio station that I work for, what our favorite Valentine's Day stories and our least favorite Valentine's Day stories were. And my least favorite was in third grade, whenever I forgot to make my Valentine's Day box until the night before, and my mom like didn't have anything, so I had to just like wrap it in tissue paper and like put on old Halloween candy that was like not even the right holiday, and it was, I mean, I was embarrassed.
That must have been awful for you because you hate crafts.
I hate crafts. If anyone was making my box, it was like, I actually always had bad boxes besides in 5th grade.
My mom loved crafts though, so she went ham on my box.
Why did you say it like that?
Nothing.
Are you mad at?
No, box is like a euphemism for something else.
Oh, a vagina?
Yep. So she went ham
I didn't even go there at all, so.
Good.
But I'm glad you did.
Okay, so what about 5th grade?
Oh, I mean, a paper mache basketball. It was really cool. That was like actually a really cool box. That was the only one.
Yeah.
I think we already talked about on here that I hate crafts. I really do respect crafters. I think it's amazing. I am just not that person.
I also love how like you've denied your basketballness for years. You know what I mean? Like I just feel like anytime we've had specific conversations where it's like you weren't like proud of your basketballness, but like you have
basketball
in your trunk and you made a basketball.
I loved basketball when I was little. When I was playing for the rec league and stuff,
Yeah.
oh my God, it was my favorite thing. I had basketball shirts.
But then like in high school, you weren't like super.
No, I hated it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying though.
I'm
But
not
you are
denying
so
it.
basketball.
I hated it.
You're so basketball.
What does that even mean?
Sporty spice.
Okay. I loved playing basketball when I was little, but then I unfortunately am not someone who takes well to, I was going to say, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Being
Yelling.
yelled at?
Yeah, I'm not good at being yelled at.
Yeah.
I don't care enough about things that don't matter.
Right.
In my head.
It doesn't seem like a big
It
deal.
doesn't
It's fine.
seem like when I played in even at middle school, like I loved it because it was just like fun and I was really good. But then when you got to high school and it was like people actually like really yelled at you and like wanted you to do it, I was just I shut down at that level. I was like, I'm not.
But you were like good at it though, so it's fine. I remember one time whenever I was also in basketball for a hot minute, and then we were on different teams. I was like, I think the red or blue team.
Oh, this was elementary school.
Elementary school, and then I got really mad at you, and I yelled at you in the bathroom because you changed.
So I was on the blue team.
Yeah, and then Chrissy like made us go into the bathroom, like Chrissy and Becca, so we could like fight about it.
You were on the red team. I was on the blue team. I do remember that. That was fourth grade. It had to have been because in fifth grade I was on the red team.
Yeah, I think it was
We couldn't have had any more like generic like blue team, red team, yellow team, green team. Although I do remember like green and yellow being the like you did not want to be on green and yellow because they were really ugly uniforms, and red and blue were like the pretty uniforms.
Good for us.
Yeah, and I was like, what are these people? I don't even remember how you got on the color that you were on. Like I'm sure it was just random, but I was like,
Yeah.
phew, like thank God I wasn't on yellow. Like,
Dodged a bullet.
oh my God. I still have a paper clipping of me. I made 4 points in fourth grade, and they had put my name in the newspaper.
That's really cool.
4 points.
That's so
Did
cool.
not make it in the paper. Like, that was like the high score of the like 4
League.
points.
Yeah.
Because I made 2 baskets. That was more than anyone else. Like, what was our final score? I think it was like 2018 or something. But like we just had so many kids. They were like, you had to make 2 baskets.
I mean, that was hard. That's why I quit. Basketball was not easy.
It's such a fun sport. I wish I played more. Just random like. I'm gonna go pick up with the boys.
Oh, that was
some
fun
teams.
that we used to do.
We used to play midnight basketball. Yeah, that was really fun.
But it wasn't like basketball. Like it was just like
We played like horse.
like battling around.
We used to do my sister and I remember we would have like, what was it called? We'd do the future. We'd guess the future. Like if you made a basket, you'd ask a question.
Oh my gosh, I do remember that.
Ask a question. If you made it, it was true, and then you'd keep going. And if it was false, then that means you missed it. Yeah. But we used to do it then, and I remember doing it at our last midnight basketball. And it was right before I went to Greece for a summer for school. And I was like asking all these questions, like, am I gonna meet a Greek husband? I think it told me yes. So it was,
it was wrong.
Spoiler, I did not meet a Greek husband.
Those were good times. I remember throwing Barbies into your basketball. That was fun.
Remember Bratz dolls?
Oh yes, of course.
They're really effed up. I feel like I'm on cable. Oh, I already talked to you about
Oh, the impeachment trials?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I can't say
swearing
that word.
a lot.
Oh my gosh, they literally
do it.
said fuck so many times. I was literally jarred at how many times I heard cursing on NBC. Like, as a child, I was supposed to never hear that on a cable network.
I mean, that video you sent me
during
was...
the day. It was like at 2 p.m. And I said, I appreciate the transparency they were trying to give the people.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not like I'm angry about it. It was just like hearing it. I was like,
hey, down with the FCC. You know what I'm saying?
the FCC won't let me be you, let me be me. So let me see. You try to shut me down on MTV, but it feels so empty without me. So
there's a bunch after
great
that. It was great. He had a new song come out like during the UFC. And it was weird because like they just had this like he must have sponsored something. It was like a 6-minute Eminem song just rapping during the commercials of UFC. It was very strange to me.
I'm kind of like my whole childhood. Remember whenever we recently watched the 1999 VMAs?
Yes.
Becca was watching them. And remember how we were like shocked by how sexist everything was?
Oh my God, yeah.
Like every single thing on the 1999 VMAs, rewatch it, it's so sexist. But you know, at the time we were like, oh, this is so funny. Mm-hmm. But now it is kind of funny to me now that like all the things are coming out with Britney and like Justin has to apologize. But it's things that like in our childhood were so normalized that like if you would have told me this back when I was 10, I would have been like, leave Justin alone. Like, why are you guys being... But now it's like just such a weird mindset how things change. It's like...
And also like there was that one movie awards that had to be during Christmas because we were like decorating the tree. So it wasn't like Christmas. It was probably like November or something. When were they usually?
Movie awards?
Music
Like the
video
MTV?
awards.
Oh, I was going to say the MTV Movie Awards were always in like June because it was right when school was ending and I was always really excited and I always wanted to get tickets to go and I made freaking, remember those popcorn things? I made like cupcakes that had like the popcorn coming out that were shaped like the MTV Movie Awards. Man, that was like my dream was to go to the MTV Movie Awards. Dreams don't come true.
No, they don't. Now you're here.
Dang it. Yeah, the music awards could have been. Or we could have been watching a rerun. I don't know what you're about to say, but I feel like we always watch a rerun.
So like, no, it was me. It was my family. And we were decorating the Christmas tree, and it was in like the Market Street house. And so like, remember it was on TV and stuff. And like, I really want to watch it because I'm a teenager and I want to watch the music video awards. And like, Jessica and Ashley Simpson.
Festive thing to watch while you're putting up the tree. Like, we must watch the MTV Music Awards.
So it's like Jessica and Ashley Simpson. I remember, you know, like my family's super like religious. Can't have it. And they were on stage doing their speech or whatever. And it was just like really provocative. And like as a child, I was like, oh my gosh, this is fine. But it was like getting down in the dirty South or something. And my dad was like, we are turning this off right now because you cannot listen to it.
Yeah, well.
And I just like,
see, that's just like the opposite to me. I'm like, oh, good for them.
No, now, but at the time I was like, this is not even a big deal.
Yeah, it's not.
This
I
is
don't
fine.
think. But I also was trying to think about how like it is crazy how much we like watching that Britney stuff now and like all the stuff they were saying about how like they wanted to shoot her, like moms being like, because you're such a bad role model. But then like we literally didn't care that much about Miley Cyrus when she went crazy, which like is fine. Like you're allowed not go crazy. Like you just like grow up and you express who you are. Yeah. But like we didn't care that it's unfortunate that we all live in the times we do.
You know, at the time though, I was not happy with Miley Cyrus for grinding on this fake penis or something. Sad,
like, but who cares? You know what I mean?
Like
that's not our. It is weird how you're raised to think certain things are so not okay. Whenever in reality, it's like who actually
how is that
cares?
affecting you?
Right.
Just because you had to see it.
Right.
No.
Like, I remember like even thinking that with Britney because it was just like the way I was raised, and I was like, oh, I guess she's not a good role model anymore. Like when she came out with like the Teletubby Rolling Stone cover, and I was like thinking in my head like, oh, I guess.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not allowed to be her.
That's so innocent.
It was like a cute cover.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
I mean, the one time we saw a photo shoot of Evangeline Lilly, and she had like these adorable little like bloomer shorts on.
Yeah, those bloomer shorts.
I know, and I was like, I didn't like it, and I was like, oh my god, she looks a little too like sexual. I mean, I didn't say it that way, but like you were like, I think it's cute, and I had to sit there and be like, wait, is this cute? Like, I'm confused.
I feel like I did quickly move on from things pretty quick, like in my head. I feel like when I got to high school, I very quickly started like putting in my own perspectives on what I think was okay and like branching out. And we all know where it started. My love for Barack Obama. I love Barack. As a senator, when I was 14, I somehow just got super into like him. And then I think from then on, I was like, I'm gonna start making my own opinions on things.
I mean, kudos.
But before that, man, we were brainwashed into
I was still brainwashed after that. You know, it took me a minute.
When do you think you got unbrainwashed?
Oh my gosh.
When did society let you become unbrainwashed?
I guess probably maybe Clarion, but probably not. Maybe.
I remember going to church my senior year of high school, and I walked up. We did the peace, you know, and you're like, peace be with you, peace be with you. And I walked up to a couple that had heard I just got into Pitt, and they were like, oh my God, we're so proud of you. You got into the University of Pittsburgh. And I was like, yeah, like I'm so excited. Like I almost went to another school in like very suburban West Virginia. And I was like, no, I do want to go to the University of Pittsburgh. It's in the city. That's where I want to be.
You knew that too.
I knew that. Yeah. And so I waited a semester to go to Pitt because I had my transfers messed up, whatever. And they were like, oh, we're so surprised that you chose it, but we're excited for you. It's a great school. And I remember both of them looked at me and were like, don't let it change you because they're going to teach you lies, though, at like a liberal school like that. And I remember looking at them and being like, okay. Like, I didn't even
Peace
know.
not be
Yeah,
with you.
like, I was like, what? Like, who says that to an 18-year-old? It's just like, you should think, I know that your mind is still very vulnerable when you're young, but like, I can be taught things and be able to, you know, think things through for myself. Like, you don't have to make a warning to me. Like, I'm, you know, I don't know. It's just, I remember being very that stuck with me so much in like probably such a negative way, like the opposite of what they wanted it to happen. It stuck with me so much that I was like,
and you're like, I am gonna change.
I was like, I'm gonna change everything about me whenever I go to college.
I'm gonna be the most liberal in the whole world.
I'm gonna think of everything they want me to.
That is crazy though, because like those people, do you think that they had a different change? Like you went from like brainwashed to thinking for yourself. Do you think they ever had like that shift but it was the opposite direction, or like they just never shifted?
Probably. I feel like everyone as they get older gets like more conservative with what they think, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, because I mean, we all have different points in our lives where different things benefit us, and I there's like Gloria Steinem who says like there's always like a younger generation coming up to do the work for us. So like we'll, not that I'm old. I'm cute.
You're touching a lot.
I'm sorry. But whenever, you get older and it's like different people take on the positions that need to be taken.
Yeah.
But you just have like different things that are benefiting you at a different time. Anyway,
Unless they're like in the presidency. Then they can be as old as possible.
Yeah. But yeah, like, I don't know. I just feel like, who knows if there was a turning point where they just like completely changed. I don't know. I feel like also, and I hate to say this, but I feel like a lot of people change their views for significant others. I feel like I have met so many girls that I know had like totally different opinions or different things, and then suddenly they meet a guy that is like, and not on both sides, I feel like, like they could be like a liberal girl who meets like a gun-toting hunter Republican, and then suddenly it's like
Gwen
Trump
Stefani.
flags everywhere and stuff. But they're like different, I guess. But yeah, kind of.
She was like a ska girl and now she's country. It's weird.
I don't think I think she's just like doing that. I think there's a difference between like trying to be interested in what your significant other is interested in, and then like changing your opinions on like life things, I guess. Because it's good to like try to accept what your significant other is.
For sure.
But then I have a friend too that was like super Trumpy, and then she met like a guy, and I don't even remember where they met. It's all Facebook. But now she's like very liberal on her face. But so I just like, I don't know.
And I hate to say like, good for her, but that's just because that's the way that
you think.
Right, exactly. So it's not.
Well, it's just like, I guess, just go out there and find the information for yourself first. Like, don't wait for a significant other to change you, because that doesn't mean anything to me. Like, if you're someone who was very Republican and then changed your mind because you met a significant other, that does nothing for me, because that means that you're not believing in those things. You're just doing it because someone else is telling you to, which is just the same as not believing it to begin with. So,
however, what if whenever you meet the person you love and you're like, oh, you think those things that I thought before were bad, but like I really love you, like maybe I should reflect on how I thought about those things. I'm like,
well, yeah.
So you can
I hope that would be like the way it's happening, but I feel like the girls that know it, that's not the way it's happening.
No, yeah,
just like
the best possible situation.
But I also think it's crazy. I always think about this too, is that I know a couple older relationship people, like people I work with and stuff, who are totally opposite political parties than their significant others, like their husbands.
That's crazy.
For like years. I think that is nuts. Like, I don't know, maybe it just seems like such a bigger part of life now. Like, I couldn't imagine living life with someone who just has that, like, that difference of opinion. It just seems like it would be so hard.
It would be really hard.
But like, they are just like, because maybe it wasn't that hard. I don't know. I wasn't alive in the 80s, so I don't know. Maybe it wasn't that hard. Maybe like it didn't matter that much.
I think it's hard enough for like the families though too, so it's kind of like the same thing, but like at the same time my parents love talking to me about politics, so maybe it's not like it feels very personal to me when someone
but I feel like maybe it's just because of what we like the era we're living in right now. Like we're comparing everything to like, oh, you either like Trump or you're like a normal person to us.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
But like back in the day, like even when I was young, like I obviously voted for Obama both times, or one time because I wasn't old enough the first time, but I would have. Because I love him.
We all know how much.
But like, I went to a John McCain rally when I was 16. Like, I did not like John McCain. I think he really fucked up by having Sarah Palin as his running mate. But like, crazy. I liked him. I remember being like, as a 16-year-old, I was really trying to get into politics. And I was like, oh, I really like him. Because he was like a normal, like at the time, it was like, I became an independent at 18 because I really liked both parties. I was like, I understood a lot of what they both stood for. Even like, Mitt Romney, I mean, I definitely was like totally on Obama, but I was like, he's not that bad. Like I had different things that he said that I was like, I like Mitt Romney as a human. I think he had some good things. There's obviously things I didn't agree with. But anyway, it's just like now that we're so, like I almost feel bad for the people who are 18 right now trying to pick parties and stuff, because it's just like, so divided. It's like, you can't even go in as an independent right now because you don't even know. Even if you want to be a Republican, it's like, what Republican Party are you going into? Are you going into like Trump Republican or are you going into like the GOP? It's very confusing.
It's very confusing. It's hard. I'm still technically independent, but I will probably change that for the next
I was going to say,
primary.
I only changed because I wanted to be able to vote in the primary, which in Pennsylvania is not allowed, which was like...
It's just so stupid to me.
We're like one of the only states that does this, but...
It doesn't make any sense.
This is not open.
That's shut.
Can you open it for me?
No problem.
Help!
No problem.
How much alcohol percentage is in Andre?
Every time I say Andre, I think of Andre 3000, and I just want to like say that. So I said it.
see.
So it's said.
Guys, I don't buy wine that's under 12.5% alcohol because I don't think it's worth it.
I just moved my mic so much.
Oh my God.
So much. He's going to be so disappointed.
That's not
in
even
me.
what I'm mad about. Guess how much alcohol?
What, 9?
10.5. How much is in Corbel, you think?
Probably 11. At least.
Thank God. Come on, am I even going to feel this? Gosh.
You'll feel it in your heart.
I have water damage right in front of my door, but whenever I message, remember, when I had that leak 2 years ago,
Yes.
and I emailed my guy and I was like, the water is coming through, and he was like kind of like blasé about it. He was like, oh, let me know if it keeps happening. It doesn't matter. Like, we fixed it. And I was like, okay, thinking it would be like more of a serious problem. Is that like a zebra cake?
Have you ever had it?
I feel like I've had it, but I feel like it's not. They look like
It's
zebra cakes.
exactly the same.
Anyway, moral of the story is now I have other leakage happening 2 years later in front of the door, and I almost don't want to message him because I feel like he's just going to be like, but I feel like water damage is a big deal. Like, you should probably take care of it. But I really also hate messaging a landlord for any reason ever.
You have leakage happening.
I have leakage happening.
It's weird.
These are, what are they called? What do we call these?
Valentine's cakes?
From Little Debbie's.
They're kind of salty on top. They have like a salt to them.
What?
No, it's weird. Like there's like crystals.
Yeah, I do see those. I figured those were sugar.
I love it.
They are really good.
Oh my God, they're so good.
They just taste like zebra cakes. That they tried to pass off as hearts.
I mean, I bought a box.
They did a great job. Yeah. They did it. They're so good.
We could have done this while we weren't filming for the past 10 minutes.
You know, it is like very shocking to me that people don't let their kids have sweets because like they're okay. Missing out.
That takes me back.
Yeah, the goose specifically takes me back.
I'm sure my mom probably got me those for like Valentine's Day. I'm sure.
I had cosmic brownies recently.
I don't love those. I know.
Are you sure? Because I was with friends and I bought cosmic brownies and they were like, oh, I don't even think I liked those growing up, which I was like shocked because they're the best. And then I made them try one and they were like, oh, these are really good.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know. It's like that. I don't like a fudgy brownie. I like a brownie that has like,
Who are you?
like it's too fudgy. Like, you know, like the,
That's the best kind of brownie. And they're fudgy.
and they have that weird fudge topping on them and like the little
and
beads.
sprinkles.
They're not even sprinkles. They're like beads.
I can't wait to use sprinkles.
Oh. Do you have a specific time that you're going to do this?
No, I just love sprinkles. My favorite food.
I was going to talk about more sprinkles, please, but then that might lead someone to take your idea, so maybe not.
I am making an
up to
ice
you.
cream shop called More Sprinkles, please.
There, you said it.
Well, you already said the name, so like,
It's copywritten. Don't do it.
yeah, don't do it. It is exciting. Then we're thinking about also opening up a bar with
Cool.
the ice cream. So it's like an adult ice cream shop almost, but like you can bring your kids to the one side. But then we're gonna have the milk bar. So you get like cocktail
Oh
ice
my
cream.
gosh. It's going to be the milk bar.
It's gonna be milk bar.
Wow.
But milk bar actually is copyrighted
Ah, nuts.
already from David Chang, I'm pretty sure. But you know what?
Can you call it like the lactose?
No, I think like he just says milk bar. So I feel like even if I put like the in front of it, is that how that works? Like just do something, the milk bars, or like,
You do like apple and the apple?
I don't know, that's what I'm saying. Like
I don't know either. Oh, you have time.
the milky bar.
The milky bar.
There you go.
That's cool.
And I think that would not be copyrighted.
Because it's the and the Y is on there too.
The Milky Bar.
Looking at it.
Hey guys, I just want you to know also that I do look good sometimes. However, I don't really think about it on Sunday mornings when we do mimosas. And Noelle over here really likes to get herself done up. She likes to put some hair straightener stuff and her little wingies and put a dress on.
And a push-up
And
bra.
I thought I was being really... You put a push-up bra on.
I mean, like, the only bra I have is, like... It doesn't have underwire on it, but it has, like, this band right here that just squeezes it. It's weird. I know.
I wear a strapless bra all the time. I would be interested...
I know you do.
Yeah, I would be interested to know if anyone else does that, because I literally live in a strapless bra. But I have small boobs, so it doesn't really matter. But I wore these today, and I thought they were very exciting.
Festive.
And festive.
They are. See, we're both festive in our own ways. Look at that. You're
Slow-mo
already
that.
Valentine's Day because you have red hair.
Yeah, how's that look? No.
Perfect. Don't get it. No, I love it.
Oh my God, we gotta go back.
You just put it right in my mimosa.
Mimosa. It's hard having this much hair sometimes.
You have so much hair.
But
like, it makes
it's
me
good.
want to die.
I would rather have more hair than no hair. So.
I know.
Okay.
Me too. That's why
It's just hard to, like, keep track of sometimes, though. Like, that's what you said. You were like, oh, I'll just straighten it. But you know my hair. You're like, oh, I'll just go through a couple. I was like, it'll take you 20 minutes to straighten my hair. It's a lot of head.
It's a lot of head.
It's a lot of head.
It's so much head.
It's fine. All right, how do we look now? I am St. Valentine.
It looks like you did a lot of work to look the same as you did before.
Well, I thought maybe if I put my hair down, it would look good, but it was wet, and then I put it up. So now it's just like,
It's great.
they know.
They know.
You know what I think of every time I get out of the shower?
What?
Is that if I was bald, how easily I could dry.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Every time I get out of the shower. I'm not kidding you. Every time I think of it. I'm like, gosh, if I had no hair. Not that I'm complaining, because I love my hair, and I'm happy to have head of hair, and I don't want to... not have it, but
want you to not be bald. Because
Yeah,
I'm
no.
seeing it right now.
You're seeing me be bald?
I mean, I'm just saying because your hair is pulled back, so like I can kind of see if I look up to that headband how it would look if you were bald. Like I can see the outline of your skull.
I get it. Well, okay, I'm not bald.
Not that you can't pull it off. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah,
I would rather you have hair.
I guess I won't do it. Okay.
I'm gonna shave my head today.
But it would be so easy to dry off, wouldn't it? Like, could you imagine just stepping out of the shower, one towel, and then be so quick?
I learned this thing from Erica. I'm not gonna say her last name because it's fine. But she was my roommate in Clarion, and I learned this thing that she did because she always had like really long, like natural hair and it was like flowing and amazing. She used like that horse shampoo. And
I remember people love that mane and tail. Yeah. People do they really swear by that.
And she did this thing where she would just like stand in the middle of our shared room that was small. It was like probably this big.
Swing her hair back to
Yeah,
get
she
the
would
water
go
off. I know.
all
Becca
the
used to
way.
do that. My sister.
I do that now.
She used to do that.
But it's like we're in the same room. Your hair water is getting all over my stuff.
God, college is amazing, isn't it? Like, you just have to share a room with someone.
Yeah, that you don't know. You just met them 5 seconds ago.
My freshman roommate was amazing, though. Her name was Kaylee, and we cared so little, both of us. Like, you couldn't have put two roommates together that cared so little about life in general than me and Kaylee.
Kaylee?
I'm sure you knew her at some point. She was amazing. She was so awesome, and, we just, did not care about anything. It was literally, the perfect situation.
That's great.
I remember, one time she used, all of my ketchup, and she was, worried or something, and I was like, please use all of my ketchup. I couldn't care less if you use my ketchup. And then one day, she would stay at her, significant other at the time's place a lot, throughout the night.
I remember that.
Yeah, and I had friends over. You were visiting from out of town, and someone else was visiting, and we all came back from a party or something, and I was like, well, Kaylee's not home, and, she always says if she's not home, I can have someone sleep in her bed. So I had, me and you sleep in her bed, and two friends sleep in my bed, and, someone slept on the floor even. And she must have come home at, 6 a.m. that night, and I woke up and she was sleeping on the floor. And I was like, Kaylee, you could ask me to move from your bed. Are you kidding? It was just, but that was just who we all, we just didn't, she was like, oh, it's fine. I just slept on the floor.
How cute of her.
I know, she was amazing. But that was so us. We just I remember all the girls we were in an all-girl dorm area. So it was like all the girls were having these petty fights, and I remember like the RA always having, and me and Kaylee would just be like, oh yeah, like,
We're fine.
we don't care about anything.
We're good.
Like, it's whatever. It was just so easy. Like we had such an easy experience. But I do feel bad for people who have like bad ones.
Oh, we were fine. We weren't bad.
No, I know you guys.
Yeah, we were cool.
But we had a couple on our floor that were like not happy.
We like weirdly didn't have anyone on our floor who like wasn't happy. We all got along, but that was, I think, to our detriment. Because like we got along too well, so like we would just get drunk every night.
Okay, that's college.
No, I know, but then like at the same time, I was like, I have to stop this because I'm just paying a lot of money to get very drunk, and I don't have I was washing people's dishes in the bathroom sinks because I didn't have a job, and like I couldn't even buy deodorant. My mom like sent me a Valentine's package and it had like deodorant in it, and I was like, I was the poor girl. And
okay, that's like nothing. I had no money ever all the time. Well, just kidding. I had money, but it was because I took out a whole bunch of. That's because my parents never told me how to work taking out a loan. So I remember being like, oh, okay, like I can get this financial aid. Like, how much should I take out? My mom was like, whatever you want. And I was like, I don't know. Like, what do you think? And she's like, all of it. So now here I am paying like thousands of dollars back because my mom was like, take it all out. It doesn't matter. And I was like, okay, like I'll take all the money out. So that's like how I paid for stuff. And I was like,
I do remember that. Like you used a loan for like your stuff. Like all of my loans literally just went to like school and housing. And then like I had a Starbucks card.
Tuition paid for.
That's true.
So that was like a very big.
You had a good time though with that loan money.
It was like literally how I lived, but it was just like, also, yeah, I probably didn't have to take, like I could have lived much more poorly in college than I did, but I didn't because I was like able to take out all these loans and no one told me it was a bad idea.
That's the problem. That's why we're trying to get 50,000 back, Biden. Okay. Let's go.
I just want to not owe money to people for forever.
Me too.
But it's fine.
I feel ya.
It's fine. It's just hard growing up.
It's so hard. I like replayed that one scene of them in Search Party like so much over the past few days of like Portia. Because like I saw that before, like it was on Instagram. Like that's like a very popular image from the account being like, I'm so tired of fighting my power. That's how I feel.
It is hard though, especially when you grow up with no money. I feel like people don't understand. Like you see the memes all the time of like everything that just happened with GameStop and everything, and they're like rich people, like here's $600, like well, that's not enough. Like okay, well then go invest it or something, and be like okay, like wait no stop, like don't invest it because like they're really taking your money. It's like it is hard. Like it's not like I was never raised to know how to use money. Like I don't know how to do stocks. Like I'm trying to learn now as a 28-year-old. Like, but it's crazy to me. Like I was just on a movie set recently, and I was talking to a woman who was saying her son, like her and her husband gave their 17-year-old like $100 to put in stocks to see if he could like gain money with it.
Wow, that's really nice.
I was like, that's is
so nice.
Insane. Like that to me, I mean, I'm sure so many people do that, and I just don't even realize it. But like. Yeah. Growing up in Belle Verde in Pennsylvania in the boondocks where we did, and it was like I couldn't even imagine. No one did that. Like I don't remember anyone in our high school being like, my parents gave me $100 to put in stocks. Like what? We would have been like, what is that? What are stocks? Like
why didn't you buy candy?
Yeah, like what are you talking about?
Go to the movies.
It is insane to me. I'm like that is. I mean, it's amazing. Like I hope to one day put that information into another human being.
That's really talented.
Risking it.
That's a lot.
Isn't that crazy? That's like that's amazing.
I worked with a woman and like she's so upper middle class, and like if she didn't have kids or whatever, like she could be like a hot probably like higher class, you know what I'm saying?
I thought you were gonna say hot, and I was gonna be like, oh my god.
No, she is hot because she had kids like young. So like hey listen, I'm past that point, but like you bounce back, I think. So she looks really good. Yeah. So she has kids, and like her kids are like grown. She just had a baby, which is like amazing. But they have stocks from Disney. Oh, and like they've had it since they were born. Yeah. And so it's like insane that you could set your children up with any kind of money at their birth. Like, here you go.
Like I don't think people get it if they're not in our position. It's like like sometimes I'll talk to because I have friends of all types of walks of life. Yeah. Yes. Like I have friends that are like us because we grew up together, so we know exactly how we grew up. But then I have friends that are also way more well off than I am that like cannot fathom how I was raised and like how I financially live now. They're like, well, like, why don't you just do this? I'm like, well, I don't even know what you're talking about. A, I don't have the means to start it. B, like, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's insane. Yeah. Like, I'm like, I wasn't set up that way. Like, I have no money. Like, we never had anything. Like, it's just the way we were born and raised. So it is crazy when people think it's so easy. They're like, oh, like, why don't you just do this? It's like, okay, well, you be born and raised my way and tell me how you turn out.
And even like with the stocks, like I didn't know about stocks until like, I mean, Donnie was getting Dogecoin stocks. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess you can make some money, but it's like, because it was a meme. So like I had to learn it from basically the internet told him how to do it. And then I learned from him. It wasn't like anyone in my life told me I could invest money to make money.
Right. Well, like, it's like stocks to me were like something that you like saw in movies. It was like not a real thing. It was like, I remember like when I was 16 going to New York City for the first time and me and my sister walking down Wall Street and we were like, wow, like people definitely do stuff here.
They make a lot of money.
We were like, something happens here. I know it. Like
I can feel it.
We were like trash without realizing we were trash. You know what I mean? And I don't mean that in a negative way because I love how I was raised and I think that I learned so much of other aspects of life being raised that way. And I'm not at all, you know, mad about how I was raised. But it's just funny how you literally have no idea. It's like insane. It's insane how different the world is depending on how you were raised.
I can imagine that, like, what are the qualities that they have?
My mouth. I was like,
what are the qualities that they have that, like, we don't have? Because, like, I guess we have, like, street smarts, probably. Like,
oh, you mean, like
rich people who are, like, rich from birth. Like, what?
I like to think that we just have, like, a certain spunk about us.
We have the grit.
Yeah. Like, we had to, you know, learn to, like, to make the best out of bad situations. And not that we were raised in terrible situations, but I think we were given a certain sense of, you know, openness to our childhood that we were able to explore and do things without having to worry about what people thought about us. That's or being under like a watchful eye. So I feel like we just had a sense of freedom that maybe a lot of people don't get if they're raised in a certain stature.
I remember one time we were like walking, you know, like the alleyway, like there's the Dairy Queen right here and there's like the alleyway. Yeah. There's like the street and then the alleyway. It's like,
I literally know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay. I just remember one time we were like walking in the alleyway, and this is all gonna make sense in a minute. And like we were walking this direction, and there was a car coming, and it's like a little alley, so like we had to like split apart and go on different sides of the road. And the car that was coming was like an old car, and there was like an old man inside of it, and he like slowed down when we were like passing, and it was like really weird. So that could have been like weird and bad and whatever, but like I'm sure at the time we like laughed about it, and it was just like, ah, ha, ha, you know? Do you know what I'm saying?
Were you going somewhere?
I actually don't know. No, I mean, because you have to, like, make the best of your life, and it was like, I thought that man looked weird. Like, he might have murdered someone in his life.
Wait, what is it that you passed 7 murderers in your life or something?
He's definitely one of them.
I mean, that's one of them.
And if we were alone, one of us would have been murdered. I'm just saying.
Whenever we were 13.
Okay.
We walked up and down the street in front of the fire hall with our dresses on after we went to a wedding at the fire hall.
Why did we do that?
Waiting for people to beep at us.
That's the most trashiest, like, weird thing.
Because we...
Belle Vernon.
Also because we were just, like, becoming women. So it was an accident. We left the wedding. First off, if you are from a small town, I hope you know that all weddings happen in fire hall banquet rooms or, like, what else? Like, church basements.
Church basements. For sure.
Yeah. So we left a wedding at a fire hall, banquet hall, and on our way home, it was dark, and we were wearing dresses. 13. I think we were 13. That sounds right.
I remember that.
And someone beeped at us, and we were like, what? Like, are we hot?
And now if someone beeps at me,
so
I'm
then
like,
we went
what?
back and forth, and we were like, let's do it again. And we were like, I hope someone beeps at us.
That's what I'm saying, though.
Because
like,
that's how you're raised whenever you're little in, like, a small town. You're like, beep at me. Like,
and now imagine, like, the people who passed us on the street were people that we had to have, like, known. And so, like...
Right, it's a small town.
They're, like, thinking, like, why are these two girls that we know and go to school with walking the street in these dresses?
Well, there were obviously some 20-year-old weirdos that were beeping at us, too, so...
It's weird. It's fun to make fun of weird things you did
as children.
As a child.
I mean, maybe that was like a good thing. Maybe we were gaining ourselves confidence. Like maybe we had confidence enough to. But once again, it's also probably dangerous. Like where were anyone adult?
Exactly. Like why were we walking
in the dark in dresses?
Right.
But you know,
it was fun.
That's the thing. We survived.
We made it.
My dad loves to say like, "How did you make it?" Because I'm always like, "Yeah." And then this happened, and he's like, "Wow, how did you survive?" I'm like, "I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know."
I always tell the story about how my dad used to take out all of the seats in his van, and then we would dance for like hours, like on trips, like hour-long trips, and there would be no seats in the car, no seats in the van, and we would all just be like dancing in the back.
So, like Backstreet Boys.
We brought a disco ball in the van one time, and we were like dancing in the back of the car, and my dad was like, not just oblivious. He's the best dad ever. He's awesome.
He loved it.
Yeah, he loved it.
We loved it.
His favorite album of all time is Backstreet Boys.
Oh my gosh.
Best of. We've done it.
Good times, man. See, but now, unfortunately, I can't do that anymore because I know the dangers.
Well, right, because now we've grown up and now we're like, freaking heck, we can't.
Freaking heck, things you. Is that good?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
My dad also, I asked him one time what year I stopped using a car seat. And he was like, 1? I was like, Dad, you're supposed to wear it. Like, literally now it's the law until 12, I'm pretty sure.
Oh my
like,
gosh.
over like 75 pounds or something. And like, literally, because I asked because I didn't remember ever using one, ever. Like, I don't remember one ever being in our car. I don't remember ever getting into one. So I just wanted to know. And literally his answer was like, I think 1. Like, as soon as you hit 2, you were good. I was like, you were good. Because I remember at like 3 and 4 hopping in the front seat, just like
That's crazy.
when I was little.
I do remember specifically like not being allowed in the front seat. And I was like looking, because it's like 12 probably that you could be in the front seat.
Yeah, I think it's 12.
I was like, I could not wait to be 12 to be in the front seat. That was like my big
Did you
thing.
ride in the front seat with me? I'm sure you did.
Oh, I'm sure I did. But like with my family.
Yeah. I was going to say, because I'm sure like my dad was probably like, both of you get in the front seat. Like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. Best, though. But like those are the best. Like I look back so fondly on those things. And I'm not saying that parents should let small children drive in the front seat. But like now thinking about my childhood, I'm like, those are so fun.
See, like if we were to have babies, we would have to be the same way. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm not going to let my 2-year-old not use a car seat.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They would never have like...
Oh, you mean like the same way as normal society?
I was going to say, like, I would have to be the same way of just like, do whatever you want because I'm going to make you like me. But that's bad.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I have to have some kind of structure as a human now that like knows better.
It'd be boring.
I mean, I hope that I would still be, I think, very lenient on like what I let them do as kids and like run around and do whatever. But I think that there's also some kind of like irresponsibility of being like, you're 2, come sit in the car without a car seat. Like I would definitely have to have them in the car seat.
That's true.
But I do feel bad for the parents who like shelter their kids hardcore on things. Like I
You
have
feel bad for the parents or the kids?
the kids.
Okay.
Because I specifically one of my bosses right now, she lives in like a cul-de-sac kind of area.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's cool, but like there's no kids her kids' age.
Oh,
so they're like not allowed to do anything and they're not allowed to go anywhere without her knowing. And like I just couldn't imagine, like our whole childhood was running around and hanging out with neighbor kids, and I feel like our parents never knew where we were until
we used to
nighttime.
traipse like all around. Like we
The
went down to
whole
the
town,
highways, and we
yeah.
went up to the park.
Yeah, we would go everywhere. So it's like I couldn't imagine, but I feel like that like gained me some kind of independence. Like that's how I was. But I also always think, do you feel like, are you one of the people that thinks that you're born with your personality, or that you? See, I am totally. We're very opposite then.
Yeah, I think that it's the tabula rasa, it's the clean slate you're born with, and then what happens to you, like I think maybe you might have like touches of your personality just because like your soul is in there, but like I think drastic things can happen that are going to change who you are as a person, so like...
But I really do like vehemently believe that you are, like how you're born is like part of just who you are. Like I just feel like there are things as like a child I remember thinking, and I'm just like the same person then than I was now. Like, it's just like, I feel like I always had these like tendencies as a child, now like born into an adult. And I feel like specifically looking at me against my sister and like how we were raised in the same exact structure.
It's true.
And like, we're just different people. And I love my sister and we're very compatible and we're really close. But she just like has literally like as a child and the way she was raised like was always the same kind of personality as she is. And me as a kid, I was raised and I've just like always been very, and she'll tell you the same thing. Like we were just different. Like I was always very independent and go with the flow and like do my own thing. And I didn't care about anything else that was going on. And she was very like caring about what other people thought of her. Yeah. And like, it was just, I really do believe that you're kind of just born into the person that you are. And that's that. And obviously there are circumstantial things that happen that can change what happens to you. But personality wise, I feel like you're either born like funny or independent or needy or like, you know, I always have felt that way.
I don't know. I mean, I specifically don't feel that way because like I used to only wear, I used to only wear like baggy t-shirts and like basketball shorts. That's all that, and well, like
same, me too.
Baggy jeans. I know, but then
super tomboy.
Right, but then one day I
think that you're talking about maybe puberty.
No, I'm saying
maybe.
No. One day, like there was a kid. I can't remember his name right now, but he was like, we were in like 5th grade or something. We were like, he lived near our house. I was walking down the alleyway. No, it was like it wasn't Dale. It wasn't Aaron. It was like Evan.
I don't know.
He was like, had a shave. Anyway, so he was like, I don't know why you always wear baggy clothes. You like have a good, he didn't say like figure, but like he said something like, you're like good. You look good. And so like after that, I think really I like internalized that and I like became, I'm going to wear a dress on Sunday and do a whole face of makeup.
But I feel like that is just like growing a person. You know, like I don't think that changed your personality of who you were. Like I think that's something that happens, that you're like growing as an adult and you're becoming a human. So you change that because you're like, oh, I'm 12 now and I like have a figure and I could like, and a boy is interested in me, so I should change it. Like that's not changing your personality. That didn't change who you were, right?
I could have always been baggy. Like, you know, like me and my sister and brother are like very different. Like they don't really care about wearing dresses and stuff.
But like that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, because I didn't either, right? Growing up, like I was super I was like the majorest tomboy growing up.
You
like
were wearing a skirt on the Bye Bye Mommies, and I was wearing ugly shorts.
Yeah, but you know that wasn't normal. Like you know that my normal stuff was like basketball stuff. I hated dresses. I didn't wear any of that stuff. But then I hit like 6th grade, and I like suddenly was like, oh, like I think I really liked looking cute and like dressing up and stuff like that. So it just happens. That's just a part of growing up.
I'm on the fence, you know?
I get it. I just feel like I am who I've always been. Like literally even reading back at my journals in like 4th grade.
I hate those.
I feel like I'm like the same person though. I literally feel like I am that same, I can like internalize that person. I'm like, oh yeah. I had the same feelings.
I think I feel that way because like I don't want to be that person anymore. So like I read and I'm like, oh my God, this girl, like she's so dramatic.
We just found home videos from 20 years ago that we've never seen since 20 years ago. And my sister has best described me as a feral animal. She was like, you are a feral animal in these. I'm climbing walls. I'm squirting squirt guns. I'm showing my underwear. And I feel that. I am that person. Yeah. Like I am just like, I have always been someone who just like beats to my own drum. And I get it. Like, I'm like, oh, okay. That makes sense to me. And Becca is there doing her own stuff. And I just feel like that's always how she's been. She's just always been like a little bit more needy, very like cautious of what to say. Like she's much more like timid in a lot of ways, which is weird because she's been like always very outgoing. But I just feel like, and I feel like she would agree with that completely, my sister.
I feel like it's weird because like I always really think that we are a lot alike, but now like you describing Becca, like I feel like I have become more like her in my older.
Are you my sister?
What? No, I mean like I see that and like I get it now, but like when we were kids, I definitely get how we would have been the same, but now I feel like maybe more Becca.
Well, it's good to be friends with someone who's not exactly like you.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You gotta balance each other out.
Right. No, I mean, I still think we're very similar.
Yeah. But like my sister always calls me for advice for
I always ask you for advice.
Crazy things that to me are so normal that I'm like, why do you need advice on that? Like I think I told you recently that she called me because her friend's grandma died of COVID, which was terrible. Aww. I know, so sad. And you know, in my head, I'm like, that's terrible. Like, my immediate thought would be like, oh my
Send a
gosh.
card.
Right, send something. Exactly. You know me. I send a card for everything.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, I would send something immediately, just like say my condolences and how sad, and like, I'm here if you need anything. And she called me, and she was like, it's crazy to me how people just feel so differently. Because she was like, I need your advice. Like, do you think it's insensitive if I send a card right now? And I was like, why would that be insensitive? Like, what? And she's like, I just don't know if they're ready. And I'm like, please, like, send a card, first off. And then she's like, I don't know what to say in it. Like, should I say? And she was like going through all these different things. And I was in my head, I was like, who cares? Like, and I kept telling her, I was like, Becca, no offense, but like, no one is going to care what you say in a card. Like, they're not thinking about like, oh my God, Becca said this in a card. Like, their grandma just died. Like, they're going to remember that you sent a card and that you were thinking of them. And that's all they're going to remember. And that's all that matters. It was like,
Yeah.
they're not going to think like, you're not important here. Like, and I just like had to tell, like, you know, it's just like crazy.
Yeah.
But I get it. It's like more of like, she's just so internalizing things, and I'm just not like that. I'm like, oh, they'll appreciate this. And I know if I put myself in their situation, I would appreciate it. And I don't expect them to think anything else of it. You know, I don't expect them to be like thinking of me and being like, oh, Amanda sent this in any way, shape, or form, because they have other fish to fry. Someone's passed away.
Fish fries.
Are they coming?
Yes. I mean, it's
back.
time now. Yeah.
When's
So
that?
I think we're going Friday.
What?
Ash Wednesday just happened.
No, it didn't.
No,
it
it's
didn't
Fat
happen
Tuesday just happened.
yet. Ash Wednesday did not happen yet.
Okay, but Fat Tuesday happened. And
Okay,
then
but
fish
Ash,
fries.
it doesn't. Fish fries don't happen until Ash Wednesday.
I'm telling you, there's a fish fry.
Is this week?
We drove past a fish fry sign.
might be this
at the
Wednesday.
VFW in like somewhere.
That
Raccoon
is
Creek.
definitely possible. But is Ash Wednesday then this Wednesday?
I guess so.
I would like to get ashes.
Need ashes.
I always like to get ashes.
I like to work at Long John Silver's and see people come in with their ashes, and I was like, I know what you're doing.
I love ashes. I do love fish fries, so we have to get one.
A fish fry.
I have, my favorite one is just the Elks down the street.
That's great. I've never been.
My bartender died recently, like 2 weeks ago.
Of COVID?
I don't think he did die of COVID. He was just like 96.
Could be anything.
So yeah, I think he like fell a couple months ago, had like a hip fracture, and then he had like something else wrong. And he was so awesome though.
That sucks.
His name was George. He was really, really cool.
That seems like you know another old George.
I feel like I know a lot of old people.
Named George.
Probably a whole bunch of old people named George. I love old people.
I know you do.
They're so good and so cute.
Okay.
You know what makes me sad though? Like sometimes I'll meet an old person and I like love them so much, and I'm like, I wonder if I would have liked them as my
young
age.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I wonder if they've changed or like what they were like.
I think you just like old people a lot.
I do like old people a lot. They have so much wisdom. I feel like I can learn so much from them.
Yeah.
But sometimes you have to watch out, because one time I worked with an old man at one of my old jobs, and he literally was creepy. Like he still to this day messages me weird stuff. He's like 80, puts pictures of me on his Facebook page. It's weird. So even then you have to like watch out.
Yeah.
Old men can be predators.